This is my screen recorder. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen, this notepad. So in this meet, we will discussing like the basic things which will be required in order for you to prepare for the VLSI. So apart from jokes, if you have any serious doubt, you can just ask me. Like from where you want me to start, at least
From very low.
from very low. Okay, I'll just explain you like what are the various
From
profiles
very
of
low.
VLSI.
From very
I
low.
I will start from very low, but let me just give you a basic introduction or like give you a basic idea about the various profiles for which the companies come in your like for campus placement. I'm just focusing on the campus placement because in
अच्छा
campus
मेरा
placements एक second
ये
अखिलेश
ओनली ऑडियो हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं ऑडियो
ओके
नहीं
ठीक
पूरा वीडियो पूरी रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है so in
है। ओह
campus
माय गॉड।
placement we generally have two basic profile like first your digital profile and then is your analog profile. So these are the basic bifurcation we have in your analog and digital profile. And these profiles just only define like the domain in which your interview is going to proceed. So ultimately you are going to prepare for a basic manner and prioritize accordingly. Like if you want to enter analog, then prioritize it in a manner so that if any company which is of the analog domain comes, then you have a chance and you have prepared in such a manner that you can give this interview. Otherwise, if you are preparing for the digital domain, then just give an edge of it so that in your interview you can specify like sir I am a bit comfortable in digital so I want to proceed in this. The interview will ask you like whether you're comfortable in this or not. So these are the basic two profiles for which the company comes. In this also we have the front end part and the back end. Here same goes with the analog, but I don't have much idea about the analog. I'll just tell you the various topics that are being asked in the analog domain. So in front end basically we have your RTL design and your design and verification team. Like these are the things, these are the profiles which they come for, but specifically they will the interview will going to be around your digital domain only and your resume. So you do not need to be very much specific about the skills yeah, or specific. I mean the skills that been required in this. You just need to qualify the basic things and whatever things you have mentioned in the resume. The interview is going to be around that only. And in the backend part, we have the physical design and verification. Again, same thing goes. If you have the basic things and a bit of idea of any of this profile, then ultimately that's going to work out. Because even if you have a basic knowledge of digital and the team is coming for the PD, then the team or the manager will be expecting that at least you have some basic idea about this. Only then the team requirements is going to be fulfilled. Like अगर आप खुद ही सोचे कि अगर मैं एक काम टास्क लेके आ रहा हूँ तो मैं ऐसा बंदा चाहूंगा ना कि जिसको थोड़ा भी आइडिया है उसके बारे में. No doubt if you have given even if you have given your interview to the best and like you don't even have a basic idea about the physical design, then you won't be satisfying my need or the team needs. So that case also you won't be selected. So it's better like you have your presence of mind during the interview and give a shot according to the team requirements apart from your basic resume and your interview. Am I clear at this point? At least अभी तो समझ में आया मैंने क्या बोला. हेलो भाई समझ में आया क्या मैंने क्या बोला अभी.
मेरा नेटवर्क चला गया, रुक जा।
अच्छा 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 कोई बात नहीं. तो मैं बस ये एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था कि डिजिटल डोमेन और एनालॉग डोमेन होता है उसमें फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड होता है. आर्टिकल डिजाइन डीवी की टीम आती है या फिर फिजिकल डिजाइन की टीम आती है. तो स्पेसिफिकली क्या होता है कि आपको डिजिटल डोमेन का ही बेसिक प्रिपरेशन करना होता है. बट जो भी टीम आएगी उसके अकॉर्डिंगली अगर आप थोड़ा भी उनके ओरिएंटेड बता दोगे तो इट्स गोइंग टू फुलफिल द नीड ऑफ द टीम. तो ये एक चीज बेनिफिट होता है, तो आपको प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड रखना होता है कि सो दैट यू कैन टेल देम that you are the right candidate for the team. So you just need to like satisfy them or make them in confidence that you are the right person to be hired.
ठीक है।
अब इसके बाद अब हम जाते हैं कि मैं बेसिकली डिजिटल डोमेन पे ही फोकस करूंगा, एनालॉग के भी टॉपिक्स बता दूंगा कि क्या क्या प्रिपेयर होता है, बट मोस्ट प्रोबेबली यू आर आल्सो गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द डिजिटल डोमेन ओनली। ठीक है, तो डिजिटल डोमेन में सबसे पहले टॉपिक आपका आता है डिजिटल सिस्टम डिजाइन, जिसके अंदर आपको पढ़ना पड़ता है डिजिटल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। डिजिटल
फिर
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स
कुछ
के
पढ़ा
लिए,
नहीं है।
हाँ जो भी है, डिजिटल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के लिए आपको अपने गेट के नोट्स प्रेफर करने होंगे, क्योंकि उसमें सारे कंसेप्ट आ जाते हैं, मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली योर सीक्वेंशियल सर्किट्स, काउंटर, एंड सम पार्ट ऑफ योर number system and combination also, FSM. So above these topics are like very much important. It will be going to ask in your written test on your interview also. And the DSG also comprises of Verilog, because whatever the digital logics you are studying in digital
Circuits will
electronics,
doing
you
it
are
will be doing in a coding part is a very long.
yeah. So the Verilog, in Verilog you are going to design, give an RTL code for that digital logic. So Verilog, you have to go with your Samir Palnetkar. It's a book for Verilog SGL language, which you can refer for the theoretical and the syntax purpose. Also, there are some codes, so you'll get to know like how to write a Verilog code based basic structures, and also the most of the interview questions are being asked from this. So it's better like if you can go through chapter 1 to 8 thoroughly. Along with this, you have a Udemy course, which is of, I guess, like I actually
Vado.
नहीं, ये कोर्स इंस्ट्रक्टर का नाम बताता हूँ, ओविडो ओविडियो पुगारियो।
हाँ।
I will actually send you the link directly. But this is the course instruction which actually give you around like 81 to 100 of Verilog course in his in course instruction, along with some basic projects, mainly of your memories based and your FSM, FIFO, and couple of codes for self-checking test bench. So his courses will ultimately give an idea like how to write a Verilog code properly, or give you a structured format. So this course will ultimately help you build up a style of Verilog coding. After learning the basic codes and like basic coding from the Verilog coding from the Logario course, Udemy course, and
अबे
reading
81
some
100 क्या है?
क्या 81 to
81
100,
to 100
वो 100 उसके अंदर कोड्स कराता है इतने, अराउंड इतने कोड्स को करा देता है। समीर पलनेटकर की बुक को भी साइमल्टेनियसली रेफर करना, उसके बाद आपको अगर और प्रैक्टिस करनी है तो फर्स्ट पिक अप द प्रोजेक्ट्स, like if you can it would be better if you can make some projects on communication protocols that are readily available, but you need to prepare one or two, whichever you find comfortable. Then in order to practice your logic building, you can obviously go for the SDL bits. It has around like 178 questions, so it would be better if you can practice them all, or at least just go through once. So these practice sets are ultimately going to help you like reducing the chances of your error, and obviously logic building, and secondly it will build your muscle memory. So whenever you are asked by an interview to write a Verilog code, so even if you are confused like what syntax will come over here, like what is the correct way. Then if you have this coding practice, then it hands-on practice, then it will be ultimately going to help you out, and you can directly write the code without any hesitation. So at a time you will really feel the benefit of practicing this many of questions from the agile bits. So again, if I can summarize a bit till here, first is your digital electronics, which you can obviously refer from these sources. And in digital electronics, we have your DGQS PDF, which consists of basically hundreds of questions which been summarized by an employee at Facebook or Google, I guess, digital engineer. So it comprises of all the data electronics topics along with your Verilog, some fault detection and some DIC topic also. And these questions are so much important that it's not even going to ask in your not only going to ask in your written test, but also the
Also,
interview will also ask you questions from this only. And it's not like a
also
cheat sheet. Yeah, DGQS PDF. It's not
DGPs
like
बोला
हाँ,
बता रहा हूँ।
इंटरप्ट जब भी डाउट है तो बाद में करना, पहले मैं एक बार गो थ्रू कर लेता हूँ उसको। तो DGQS PDF में आपका क्या है कि सारे क्वेश्चंस एक जगह समराइज कलेक्टेड मैनर में. The idea behind DGQS is not like you need to learn all these things, but the fact is
You
the
should be
whole
aware of it.
idea, yeah, the whole idea behind DGQS is to build up your mind and like open up your mind towards thinking, the logic building, and like approaching the new questions. So at first you will need to go through the answers also, solution also, in order to know like the what's the approach. But once you go through, it will become a cakewalk. Now,
Yeah.
once you are done with the digital system design and you are very low, this is the your RTL is almost over. The RTL profile is almost over. If you just add on a couple of topics in it, I'll tell you the topics. The next most important subject you are going to learn is your digital IC. I tell you the source. The book which I refer most was the CMOS Gang, but only a few chapters. Chapter 3, Chapter 5, Chapter 6, and Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is memory, Chapter 3 is about MOS, and Chapter 5 and 6 is about your CMOS. So you can obviously refer this.
मैंने पढ़ा नहीं अभी तक ये।
Second book is your Westy Harris. The
वैसे
book
भी लोगों
that
के लिए पढ़ रहा हूँ।
CMOS VLSI Design.
हम्म।
This is the title of the book, I guess. I'm right. CMOS VLSI Design is a writer is the topic name of this book, Westy Harris. And then you can refer your IITM Digital IC lectures. Along with this, if you do some random YouTube search, you can refer any of the best source you find. The whole idea behind this is you must be clear with all the topics, so that's why you can search as many things, but these are the trusted sources which you can at least go through once, so that you get an idea about like how the things goes. And mostly the interview questions is going to be asked from the basic MOS, what is the MOS structure, then CMOS, VTC, inverter, how to base CMOS logic, and then your PTL logic is one of the important topics, and some memory part. These are the favorite topics, and there only your interview is going to over, because they won't go in much depth, because people and other students even don't even answer this question correctly. So, The interview
किसका?
question based the interview question based on the CMOS and MOS can be searched on the net, but I have given you the topics from which the questions is going to be asked in their interview. So digital IC is this much only, but you have to cover it in much depth. Also, if you can cover the logic effect theory, that would be an added benefit, because it's going to be asked
लॉजिकल
in your
एफर्ट।
interview. Yeah,
लॉजिकल एफर्ट में क्या है बे? उसमें तो वो ये कल पढ़ रहा था, कल परसों में उसमें।
कोई बात नहीं, बाद में पढ़
अच्छा।
लेना, अभी अभी हम टॉपिक डिस्कस कर लेते हैं.
वो इन्हें G into H वाला है ना, सारे है ना।
हम्म. तो अभी इसके बाद जो टॉपिक्स हमारे पास आते हैं, I will tell you the topics. First, you have to be good with the C++ programming, or yeah, it must be C++ programming, because it consists of the OOPS concept. And then you have an added benefit, like if an EDA company comes, then it's ultimately going to give a preference to these people if you know these things, because they are going to utilize uh, OOPS concepts in their profile. So ultimately, you must be good with your C++ and basic logics and your some part of your DAC. It's also going to help you out in your written tests because there will be coding problems and your error finding problems.
जैसे पूछा था।
अगले थोड़ा फॉर्मल है। फिर उसके बाद सी प्लस प्लस के बाद सी प्लस प्लस में जो एरर फाइंडिंग वाले क्वेश्चन है तो इसके लिए आप क्या सर्च कर सकते हो कि सी प्लस प्लस बेस्ड एप्टीट्यूड क्वेश्चन। अगर आप इसको नेट पे सर्च करोगे देन यू गेट द मल्टीपल साइट्स और एप्टीट्यूड क्वेश्चन या और puzzles no, I don't think it would be the right, but C++ aptitude question is the right thing. अगर आप इसको सर्च करोगे तो इसमें एरर फाइंडिंग वाले क्वेश्चंस आ जाएंगे और सिंटेक्स एरर वाले क्वेश्चंस आ जाएंगे एंड जो भी कॉम्प्लेक्स इंक्रीमेंट डिक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर स्ट्रिंग एरे ये सब जो भी क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं पॉइंटर वगैरह के क्वेश्चन जो हमें कंफ्यूज करते हैं वो इस पर्टिकुलर चीज को सर्च करने से आपको मल्टीपल साइट्स मिल जाएगी, यू कैन प्रैक्टिस लाइक हेल्प एंड देन you become a bit comfortable with this thing also. There will be like along with C++ you can just directly practice the questions of C, this particular question C++ aptitude question, and you must be good with this particular programming language in order to do your coding part. Because in the written test, if they ask you like two coding question and even if you do one question correctly, then ultimately you are going to be preferred and you are going to be selected for the interview. Interview is going to be easy, but clearing a written test on your own while doing a proper coding is a must. So that's why I have given this preference at the topic list. C++ is a must. Along with this, if you can do any other programming language like scripting language or Python, that would be an added benefit, but that's not the basic requirement of our interview or the written test or for a fresher. Along with this, computer organization architecture, this is an important topic in your written test. I'll tell you the source if you ask me later on. I have a best source for this. But yeah, you have to cover this for your written test. Also, it's going to be asked in your interview also. The topic I'm going to tell you like the cache memory, basically memory organization and cache memory. These are the only topic they're going to ask you, memory organization, and sometimes a bit about your time planning. Like these are the basic topics which you're going to ask in your interview, and in the written test they will ask you something like some questions regarding the COI. For this, in order to practice, like I am mentioning you over the topics which you need to prepare, but these are some of the topics. In order to clear your written test you need to go specifically for the company's paper. Like if you have any previous year paper specific to your companies, it would be better if you can practice this company's paper specifically before your or during your preparation. So ultimately, whatever the theory you have learned, you at least get an idea like what's the question pattern they are going to ask, because each company have their own pattern set of topics they consistently ask. So it's better if you can prepare these questions directly from the company right after learning the concepts. And then yeah, so basic topics are now covered. Now there are certain specific core digital electronics or you can say the advanced digital domain topics that I'm going to mention. Within 5 minutes, so all the topics which you need to study, I'm going to wrap up. Then you can obviously ask me the doubts so that I can share you. So first and the foremost important topic is your STA study time analysis. The best site of this will be VLSI Expert, and obviously some random YouTube search can help you out. But yeah, there is a set of blogs, I guess like chapter 1 to chapter 6, which you need to go through, and it's ultimately going to help you out. Like these are the best. This is the best source for the STA. Then is your clock-based synthesis. It would be added advantage if you know about this. Otherwise, there's no need. Clock domain processing is an important topic. There are some research paper associated with it. It consists of like synchronizer. You must and meta stability topic as a part of it. You must be familiar with these topics before you head on to your uh, digital domain profile, and then your FIFO. Yeah, obviously a FIFO, your memories would be a strong point if you are proceeding for your digital domain topic FSM, and then your clock divider topic, or you can say like frequency divider.
Frequency device is similar like what we study in gate, right?
No, actually
I
in
mean,
gate we have actually done like there is a synchronous or asynchronous
huh.
counter. Then FN is like 1 megahertz. So after 16, like if it's 16 bit count mod 16 counter, then ultimately it's going to be FN by 16. It was just as simple as that. But here we are going to design a counter of 1.5 clock. That means obviously like 3 by 2 F clock, or F by 3, 2 by 3 F. So these
So
are
we will study
the,
this.
yeah, it you must be good with design of any of this circuit, like any frequency of a fractional order, integer, fractional, multiplier, divider, any of this. So this is a frequency divider and a clock divider topic. I'll tell you the topics, like I will tell you the source also. Then you must be very good with your AC design flow, basic theoretical knowledge, AC design flow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, if
yeah.
you
I know.
have a project based on your FPGA, that would be an added benefit, but it's not that much required. But yeah, if you have that knowledge, whatever the things, it is ultimately the most important thing is whatever you are mentioning in your resume, you must be thorough such that whatever the thing they ask you, you must be able to satisfy them. And then your
Hmm.
last topic will be design for testability. This topic is particularly required in your DB profile. So if you are familiar with this, it would be an added benefit. I have also done your physical design and verification because I've been recruited for the physical design team, so I have good knowledge in this. Actually, I did an internship in my BTech second year, so like I have hands-on experience with the Cadence Innovus tool. So this was an added benefit for me. Yeah, so these are like some of the topics which you can go through. After this, if you like move on to the some other basics which we are required. First is your RC network, your basic of network theory notes which you have studied in your GATE exam, basic of analog. In analog electronics, the first most important basic question is what is the difference between BJT, MOSFET, and your FinFET? At least you must be able to satisfy this question. Then, if you have studied analog IC, then you must focus on the various MOS amplifiers. They will go to this much depth only if you are proceeding either for the analog domain profile or you have mentioned this project. Like I have mentioned a cascode amplifier. So they will obviously ask me what is the difference between a single stage amplifier, why you're proceeding for the cascode, what the added advantage, what is the gain. So these are the topics they are going to ask. Plus, if you have a project related to CMOS inverter layout or any other logic layout, then it's all ultimately going to give a good impression and open you a profile for the PD also. If you have a project on this CMOS layout or a layout based project, that would be built on a Cadence tool or any other free source tool. Also, I have studied a VLSI design subject in which we have layout and stick diagram. There some of the design rules are there, which we call as lambda based rule,
Lambda by
and
two,
there are
lambda by
some
three. Yeah.
NVS check. These are some of the checks which are used. Like these checks we are good. If you study the PD design flow, physical design flow, then you are ultimately going to study all these things. So it would be better along with AC design flow, you study the physical design flow also. So do you have at least a basic idea? इसका भी आप ये भी कर लेना.
ऐसे की बहुत फिजिकल डिजाइन आता है.
नहीं, एसिक डिजाइन का मतलब होता है कि आरटीएल टू जीडीएस बस सिंपली एक फ्लो लिखा हुआ, कोई
हाँ भाई,
फीचर
ऐसे क्यों
नहीं।
लास्ट इसके लिए लास्ट
हाँ
पीडी तो
वो,
आता है ऐसे क्यों
हाँ
लास्ट।
ठीक है, पीडी लिखा रहता है, बट पीडी के स्पेसिफिकली पढ़ लेना डिटेल्स में।
हाँ पता है, पढ़ा है मैंने, इसको 10वीं का वीडियो देखा है मैंने।
अच्छी बात है। तो यही है,
इसमें वो
अगर
ना
आप
फ्लोर प्लानिंग वोर
इसमें
प्लानिंग आ जाता है
इसमें
ना।
प्लस प्लस पॉइंट में एक आप स्क्रिप्टिंग लैंग्वेज डाल सकते हो, बस इसके अलावा और कुछ रिक्वायर्ड नहीं होता। दैट्स इट। ठीक है, तो यही था,
हो गया,
ये मैं
कॉल हो गया,
डॉक्यूमेंट आपको शेयर कर दूंगा।
रिकॉर्डिंग हो गया।
हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग तो हो ही रहा होगा। ये हो गया।
करे तो कैंसिल।